What? Hello again. Primal Fear is a mod that adds all kinds of new ways to make me bleed. No! This is a blind first playthrough of ARK's biggest mod, and as a result of me going in blind, I make one huge mistake that even I can't believe that I made. So enjoy the next 100 days where I suffer. On the morning of day 1, I crawl my slimy ghoul ass out of my cocoon of goon, and I wake up on the ARK map of Ragnarok. Are you good there, bud?
Hey, Darman.
Are you friendly?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So far, the beach seems clear except for this green dodo, who I decided I should probably steer clear of if I would like to keep my intestines inside of my body. Let's get our bare essentials taken care of. What the f***? Something happened here. Something happened here and I do not like it. Diving deeper into this primal fussy, I'm not surprised to find myself metaphorically busting. What is that? ARK, what are you trying to tell me? Guys, I don't know if I could get behind this. Oh, what the fuck? Willful ignorance is unsteady bliss.
I'm a big fat bastard.
And I continue to just put my head down and get some starter gear going. All right, I just got exploded by some unknown nebulous entity. So let's take this time to see what it was that killed me. Was it you? Did you do this to me? Is this smoldering corpse of a dodo somehow responsible? Kamikaze dodo? What the fuck is this mod? It looks like even the dodos are trying to harm me in this godforsaken manifestation of unholy vitriol disguising itself as a mod for ARK. I'm not even safe from the most basic creature in the game. Let's get some starter gear going, lest we be left in the dust. After crafting a primal spear, I firmly grab its long hard shaft as I slowly approach this toxic dodo to get my revenge. All right, am I powerful enough to take on this dodo? What the f? Unable to tame this dodo due to lack of kibble, I put it out of its misery and harvested it for its goo and skin. I'm not strong enough to tame you, but I'm strong enough to know my limits. Toxic blood and toxic hide. Okay, I have new material. I don't know what to do with it, but I have it. This channel is the result of my genetic material traveling down my kitchen sink and forming a corrupted homunculus of all that is unsacred in this world. What the f? Wake up! Let me up! Oh my god. Oh my god. Why are you just watching me while I'm unconscious? Oh my god, this is suboptimal. I need Minecraft parkour in the corner. My TikTok brain rot brain can't handle this. Okay, let's see what we could do here. Oh, my legs broke. Well, if it isn't today's sponsor, Ping Players. Ping Players is an absolutely top-of-the-line server hosting service, offering such games as ARK Survival Evolved, Palworld, 7 Days to Die, The Isle, Rust, The Forest, Valheim, V-Rising, Terraria, and a whole host of other actually good games. When Ping Players reached out to me, and unbeknownst to them, I immediately opened my own modded ARK server with them, and my experience has genuinely been infinitely better than any other time I've tried to run a server. All right, yeah, here's my actual server that I'm running. Let's check out this AI assistant. What's good, bro? How is the server running? Bro is just so chill. Do you wear wigs? I'm giving bro such a hard time. He just wants to help me with my ARK server. Their intuitive UI and AI assistant make starting your own server faster and easier than it would be for me to delete my own YouTube channel. Check out Ping Players and use code Ghoul35 to get 35% off. God damn, that's juicy. Thanks so much to Ping Players for sponsoring this video, and thank you ghouls for checking them out. Remember, the more that you support my sponsors, the easier it is for me to get more in the future. And now back to the video. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Bruh, that's goated. I can like make a spyglass now. This absolutely insane discovery allows me to make a spyglass finally, and now armed with the unparalleled power of knowledge, I'm safe from any physical threats that stand in my way. Oh no, no. God damn it! Why the f? I was just making progress. All right, that's the end of day 1. I was making good progress, but no longer I am doing that. Instead of repeatedly getting killed by actual dodos, I decided to head out to do some exploring. What the f? What the f was that? Oh my god, I just heard something. I don't know what it was though. What is happening? I don't know what that sound is! Exploring the landscape of this Primal Fearified Ragnarok, I witnessed the unparalleled gobbledygook that will continue to torment me for the foreseeable future. What is this? Dark Parrot. Yeah, I don't like that. Elemental Advanced Kibble. whatever the fuck that is. I then stumbled into the volcano and witnessed the horrors of my own hubris. I'm beginning to think that going near the volcano was a bad idea. Maybe I should have just made a boat and just been safe on my boat. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Ah! It's just a vanilla mantis. That wasn't even a modded creature. Respawning, I make the decision to just actually make a boat. In this playthrough, I'm using the advanced rafts mod, which adds some new raft form factors, offering new ways for my dominatrix to swab my poop deck. Okay, to the water. We set to the 7 seas, me hearties. No, don't shit yourself, place. Oh, sorry, buddy. You know, honestly, like, playing this, I'm less terrified of everything. I've played modded playthroughs before, and so far, this seems far more balanced than any other mod I've played. Like, I'm not just terrified I'm gonna get spawn killed every second I'm alive. Where do I want to base? Maybe here. Maybe this could be a good spot for now, if I didn't have to deal with this nonsense. Never mind. We ball. What the hell? Who could have known that would have taken place? Who could have predicted this? Maybe I should pick a better spawn. I then spawned at Viking Bay as I know that there's an ungodly amount of metal there for me to put inside of my foreskin. That's an alpha brachio? I immediately love this mod far more than any other overhaul mod that I've played. What the hell? Why are you giving me the Explorer note for the Fjordhawk? That was unexpected. That Fjordhawk Explorer note, as unexpected as it was, gave me an extra 6 levels to pump into speed. All a desperate attempt to keep myself from being used as a humiliation kink center for the primal fauna. What should I be doing right now? Tame Helper times 100. What the hell? Okay, what is this Tame Helper? Tame Helper reduces food 50 times faster for 30 seconds. Can only be crafted at the Primal Smithy. What is Primal Smithy? The smithy can be used to create everything from Primal Fear. Okay, I'll get that. Okay, I'm confused. I'm a confused old man. I'm just gonna make a base before I start buying Target gift cards. I know that there's some metal. What the fuck is that? Is that a giant moss chops? What the hell? Oh my god, it is. Friend, allow me to befriend you. I'm gonna name you Hank. I think there's some metal up here. As far as I remember, I literally have not been on Ragnarok in years. Coming up on my typical Ragnarok base spot, I began getting the skeleton of my base placed down so that I can actually make some progress. The second I get rich IRL, I'm creating an anti-Mr. Beast channel. It's gonna be Mr. Ghoul. And I'm just gonna do shit like, I trapped 100 people in this abandoned building for 30 days. And if you die of starvation, I kill your entire family. Do you guys think that would be a good channel idea? I think it would be. Okay, I have shit. There is shit. Lovely. After getting a pathetic shadow of a base place down, I went out to harvest some skin. And then in game, I went to harvest some hide. Can I take on this alpha? I have no idea if I can. Yeah. Ah! I regret this! I regret this immediately! Little did I know that day 3 would be completely dominated by the continued torture of a withered soul. Oh no! Ah! Okay, gamers, we keep gaming. All right, let's go hand to hand. Fucking bastard. Oh my god, how did I get eaten by a fucking dodo? The humidity of my ass crack right now is off the fucking charts.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get it.
Once I emotionally recovered from being MILF-railed all day, I made my first forge and waited AFK for some metal to smelt. It was the beginning of day 4 when I got my smithy down, allowing me to make a metal pick. So far, this is going infinitely better than every other playthrough that I've gone through. Currently, I only want to delete my channel a little bit, which is significantly decreased from what is typical. I also finally made a bow. I think right now what I need to do is I need to go out as terrified as I am, and I need to commit murder. And I left to see what sorry souls I could murder. Toxic zombie dodo? What is this nonsense? I finally got revenge on these slimy bastards when I took on a nearby toxic zombie dodo. Killing this dodo gave me my first specialty hide and blood. Lay foes beneath my feet so I may slay them. Ooh, the boxes. I forgot about the boxes. While I was on the beach, I scrounged through these shipwreck boxes, giving me a crossbow, a metal hatchet, and an eviction notice from my landlord. Oh, wait, there was a trike nearby, so I attempted to get it knocked out. Can I knock out this trike? Fuck it, we ball. Oh, Jesus! God fucking damn. Keyword. attempted. I'd like another spyglass and some Dino balls, so I set out looking for some mysterious blue crystal. Is there crystal somewhere here? Am I able to get crystal here? Cave? Cave means maybe crystal. Oh, Jesus, what is that? Something just stabbed me in the ass and now I'm unconscious. I'm realizing that if I want to progress, I'll need a flyer so that I can get around. The easiest flyer early game that I have access to will be the Iguanodon. Finding a nearby vanilla Iguanodon, I slowly approached it the same way that I slowly approached the delete channel button during my weekly mental breakdowns. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore whatever the just made that noise. Please don't die. Hey, yo. What the hell? What are you doing, Hank? Am I able to tame you? I want to tame Hank at some point. While it tamed up, I went out and searched for chitin for the saddle. But I also need chitin for the saddle. Are there bugs nearby? Are there bugs that I may slay? Eventually, after experiencing much nonsense, well, smooch my ass and slurp my farts, I found a trilobite. I finally spotted a trilobite, of which I relieved from the pain of mortality. Is that a goddamn bunny? That's a goddamn bunny. Let me tame you. Hey, get back here. No, bunny. Bunny, don't leave me. I'm gonna come back and tame that bunny if it's the last thing I do. Oh, no. I need to get to my tame without dying. I don't like this griffin here. I don't like this griffin one bit. This griffin here is stressing me out. Running back to my new tamed Iguanodon, I pass an alpha griffin. I'll make sure to lock that away in my Ghoul memory bank. Finally, I saddled my first flyer and I took to the sky. All right, let's find ourselves some crystal so we can shove it up our ass. I thought there was crystal here. Where is crystal? Oh, there is crystal. Okay, that's all I needed. And I can finally make shit, including the Primal Smithy, and as mentioned in a previous video, a 14-inch plexiglass rod for unspecific usage. What can I make? Origin Rex summon. Demonic Reaper Empress boss summon. This is fucking nonsense. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this one bit. Oh, no. See, here I was thinking that this mod was going to be straightforward. It wasn't straightforward. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Okay, so let's see what we need to do in order to tame. So we need toxic kibble first, right? So our goal for right now is to get egg-laying dinos, possibly some dodos, get some carrots going, and get some narco berries going. Then after that, we're gonna need toxic eggs. Okay, so this does follow the same logic as Primal Nemesis, which, by the way, I found out that the developers of Primal Nemesis are not the developers of Primal Fear. So that was very interesting. I didn't know that, but now I do know that, and now you know that as well. For tier number 1 of specialty kibble, I'll need some vanilla eggs. So now is the time, 5 days into this playthrough, where Ghoul attempts to tame vanilla dodos. There was a breeding pair of dodos nearby that I knocked out and tamed. However, nothing in the Ghoul cave is easy except for Ghoul himself, seeing as I got eaten while I was walking the female home and the male got eaten without his degenerate Ghoul overlord there to help. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Why just why? It's just me and my useless goddamn fucking dodo now. It's just me and you useless piece of hot garbage slime being. Who would have known that even after all of this time, Ghoul lacks even basic competence enough to tame a single breeding pair of vanilla dodos. I spent the morning of day 6 not only beating my Ghoul meat into an irrecognizable mass of biosubstance, but also re-gearing. Time to continue in the most difficult challenge I've ever taken on, apparently, taming a single goddamn male dodo. Fuck you! I could use another female dodo, though. Oh my god, this is Dodo City. Okay, don't kill this one. I quickly tamed this rogue dodo, and I brought it home to breed with useless piece of hot garbage slime being. We shall wreak havoc upon those who stand in our way. All shall kneel before the might of Ghoul with Gruel. Alright, my friend. You have a very important job. Get to work, buddy. Lastly, I need carrots, so I desperately pick nearby bushes as vigorously as I do when I dig through my... What the fuck was I thinking when I wrote that? Moss chops? What do you want? Giant bee honey? Fuck you, dude. You're the same guy that wanted fish meat earlier. After finally finding my carrot seeds, I finally got them growing, and now all I have to do is sit and wait for the ever-looming threat of interstitial dread to overtake my already fragile psyche. So while I do that, I went out in search of purpose. Oh, what is this nonsense? Okay, how do I tame this big moss chops? How do I tame this Hank? It's a knockout tame? What the hell? Why is this the most powerful creature I've ever seen in my goddamn life? Oh, moss chops, what do you want? Giant bee hunt. Ah! This is nonsense. Is that poo? No, that's big egg. I want that egg. I want that egg, sir. Okay, toxic egg, mine. Goodbye. Just laying out in the open, I spotted a toxic egg that I can use for alpha kibble later on. Upon returning home, a nearby moss chops finally got over itself and asked for something reasonable. Do you want something else, Mr. Moss Chops? Tinto berry? I can do that. Oh my goodness. All right, we just officially beat the game. Oh my god. The Moss Chops is the most insane creature in the entire fucking game, bar none. On the morning of day 7, I make the realization that my fat ass could accomplish far more with the power of flight at my disposal. I'll need a new iguanodon after my last one met an unfortunate fate. Yeet! Got him. What the fuck? Oh my god, it's all foobarred. Ah! God fucking damn it. Why must every moment of my life be filled with bussy desecration? Maybe this is retribution finally made manifest for my first YouTube channel where I posted such videos as Desperate Femboy Begs Mommy for Spankies, parentheses, ASMR. Upon respawning, I got the bastard finally knocked out, but I also got that alpha dodo knocked out as well. What do I need to tame it? Do I need alpha kibble? I do, and I need toxic eggs for alpha kibble. Wait a second. Wait, I have that. Oh my god, I have that. As I excitedly ran home, I saw that my poor Moss Chops was without a name. Let me name my Moss Chops. Chauncey. Hold down the fort, Chauncey. Fuck! I'll just keep this dodo unconscious for all eternity. Okay, I have that. I have that. Bing, 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 bong, bing. I then waited at home losing my mind as I waited for a single goddamn lemon to fucking grow. Ah! Finally, with my second lemon now grown, I can craft my first alpha kibble, taming my first alpha creature. And it is a female, so I can now start getting alpha eggs, despite not earning them. I should really make some soul balls, shouldn't I? Well, I'll be waiting for you to shit out eggs. I'll be waiting here patiently mouth agape for you to shit eggs into my mouth. I then took my new flyer out to get some resources. Why are there so many fjord hawks? There's Fjord Hawk City. Ah! No, don't take me down to the Fjord Hawk City. Am I gonna get another flyer killed immediately? Is this what's gonna take place? Yes, I do. Lovely. Well, I'm back to square one once again. At least I have my dodo here to shit eggs directly into my open mouth. Okay, what am I looking at in terms of tranks? So I've got potent trank arrows with potent narcotic. How does one make potent narcotic? One makes potent narcotic with this nonsense. So I'm gonna need a pteranodon so I can make more seeds, I assume. For now, I think I'm at the stage where I need to be making normal narcotics. After wrapping my head around how the tranks work in this mod, I started crafting an abhorrent amount of arrows. The morning of day 8, looking back at this footage, I think I may be suffering a serious mental crisis. What am I doing? What is my goal? Who is where is what and why is who and who is where and what and why and how and where? We push through it all, however, as I venture out to find toxic dodos to tame. Maybe I try to tame a couple toxic dodos. Maybe that's what I need to do. Early on, I found none, however. All I did find was death and destruction and degradation. It appears that as one small beach becomes a lifeless crater, the Grimbles and Gooblers of this world find new sanctuary. These two dead apex fjordhawks had all kinds of goodies in their inventories. After looting these corpses, I found namely a blueprint for some apex flak and an ascendant shotgun. This is all well and good, but is meaningless lest I find that which I ventured out for, a toxic dodo. Oh, what foes we face we shall overcome. I quickly got it knocked out and tamed. And now in order to complete the toxic tier, all I'll need is a female breeding partner, which I quickly did find, and when she was tamed, I took them both home to breed. With my new toxic pair of breeders at my home constantly arguing with each other, I complete the toxic tier and I move on to the alpha tier. I don't consider a tier completed until I have a breeding pair of that creature, so I'll need a partner for my female alpha dodo. Using some toxic eggs that my dodo shat into my open mouth, I made some alpha kibble, and now I can tame the alpha iguanodon nearby.
Yeet! Oh no!
Now knowing that I can't immobilize this iguanodon with a bola, I place down a trap with the intention of luring it in by shoving a rare flower up my ass.
Okay, I'm sorry! Ah! I'm sorry. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay.
Now I guess I'll just need to trank it out on foot by continually chasing it down. Chasing it down seems to have worked because I eventually did get it knocked out. I don't have the resources to saddle my new flyer, so I'll put that on the back burner for the time being so I can deal with other issues. Day 10 started with the good old murder of an innocent bystander, as it usually does. As I was meandering around, I finally found something that I desperately needed, an alpha male dodo. There were a few dodos in the area, so I killed most of them and tamed only the one with the fattest ass. I didn't have kibble on me for whatever fucking reason, so I ran home to get some kibble. And after getting kibble back at my home, I made my way back to my unconscious dodo, attempting to remain right side out.
I need to avoid this eldritch abomination. I prefer not to get inverted starting from my urethra trying to tame this dodo.
I did manage to get to my dodo and get it tamed safely, and I then made my way back home. Back at my base, I watched as my two alpha dodos bred one another, and I officially complete the alpha tier, moving me on to the elemental tier. Any baby females would be raised for egg production, and any males would be with my alpha eggs now tucked firmly within the folds of my fat, sweaty ghoul body, I can craft up my first elemental kibble, which I arousedly did. The remainder of day 11, I continued blasting my poor dopamine receptors, whilst I farmed chitin and alpha hide for my alpha iguanodon saddle.
What was that sound? What is this nonsense? F*** it, we ball.
I killed an alpha dillo.
Fuck! No, please. Oh, suck my fat, sweaty goddamn nuts.
And I killed a vanilla trilobite. And I now have the shit necessary to saddle and ride this disappointment college dropout chronically online gooner. Although at this point, I may be projecting. This rather confused Bracky stood no chance against my winged fury. In fact, all shall bow before the might of Nutsack. In the mod Primal Fear, there are increasing tiers of narcotics as we continue progressing. My next available tier of narcotic will be the potent narcotic, taking tintoberry seeds and narcoberry seeds. And what better way to amass large amounts of seeds than the Pteranodon. I set out on my iguanodon to find a Pteranodon. Is this getting annoying yet? I guess we'll just have to find out based on the dislike ratio of this clusterfuck of a video. Eventually I came across this Pteranodon, which I promptly knocked out.
I like that ADSing on a crossbow does effectively what the fuck? Artifacto the Great? With 800,000 health? What is this nonsense? This mod is nonsense. You know, I love some good rectal perforation as much as the next guy.
It fell asleep in the water, so I need to be fast if I want to tame it before it drowns.
Quickly now.
Back at base, I let my new Pteranodon seed a shit ton of fruits for me, and I crafted an absolute gape load of potent narcotics. Remembering the smoldering corpses of those apex fjord hawks, I decided to find creatures that I could slay and loot. Spotting something called a Malin iguanodon, I killed it, but it dropped no special loot or even hide for that matter.
Why'd that give me no, like, special hide? What is this? Small experience potion. I'd really like a new crossbow. That would be like goated. That would be like epic gamer moment.
Next, I spotted this, what I thought was a toxic parrot. However, revealing itself as a caustic parrot, its elemental ass was able to immediately incapacitate me and tear my poor nutsack in half.
Oh, I'm gonna fall unconscious. That's not good. Nutsack, I swear to God if you die on me. I can't let my nutsack die. Oh No! Oh, nutsack. God damn it, nutsack. Why did you have to get your... Oh, fuck. Nutsack, why did you have to get yourself killed? Why, nutsack? This is tragic. I was dependent on nutsack there. I was dependent on nutsack and nutsack let me down. God fucking damn it. Losing nutsack was the greatest tragedy of 2025. Yep, I'll just be back at my base commiserating the death of my own innocence. What's the point, dude? What, genuinely, what's even the fucking point? I'll just let my wall collapse on me and kill me.
My last powerful tame is my Alpha Pteranodon, so I saddled it up, and as a means of getting attached to it before it inevitably dies, I gave it a name. Jamiroquai Cox McPussyflaps. And don't you laugh at this name. I'll have you know that the McPussyflaps family has a legacy of unparalleled prestige. The House of Pussyflaps is not one to scoff at. I got no new good loot other than this crystal, so I made my way back home. When I was back at base, I made enough healing brews to supply a basement full of chronic addicts.
Oh my good god!
On day 14, I was doing some meanderage when I noticed the disgusting little homunculi wandering around, and I decided that I could use one in my life, so I knocked one out and I tamed it to fill the void left by my will to live. We are blessed here in the Ghoul Cave to witness a man slowly descend into the swampy bowels of demonic madness. Support this man's self-induced mental incarceration by becoming a channel member today.
Why is this like a gross little gremlin grimble goobler? Is this a gross furry little homunculus? So gross. He's like whispering incantations into my ear.
In the morning of day 15, my home was being accosted by a door-knocking parrot of light, attempting to spread the good word of the Lord.
Can I kill this thing? Light parrot with 39,000 health. Presumably not. Just... What the f...
I then went out looking for a new flyer to tame. Hopefully I'm done getting killed by shit that I have 2 nanoseconds to react to. And now enjoy my favorite part of this sadistic torture, where I get to start completely from scratch every goddamn 10 minutes, and I'm never going to make progress, and you're all still watching me do this to myself, and I have no fucking clue why! Speaking of which, you should check out the second channel where you can get all kinds of extra Ghoul content. As I was re-gearing, I mounted and rode Chauncey for no reason other than the stimulation I receive as I bounce around on his back. The only thing that would cure my depression right now is if by some miracle that Jamiroquai Cox McPussyflaps were still alive.
What?
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋。
Jamiroquai Cox McPussyflaps? I thought you were dead!
Immediately, I took my injured ally home to heal. When Jamiroquai was fully healed, I immediately set out looking for new tames. And spotting this near max level alpha theory, I was determined to make it mine. After knocking this theory out, I realized that my dumbass didn't bring enough kibble. Occasionally, ladies and gentlemen, my own stupidity makes my own ass hair stand on end. Finally, this theory tamed, and suffice it to say, it came out with dog shit stats. Looking for a new flyer, I spotted a nearby alpha griffin who I easily tranked out as a result of it having a chronic case of brain worms.
Are you just distracted on this one parrot? Like, no way this knockout is gonna be this free. If I can stop whiffing these shots. Okay, he's stuck.
Once it was tamed, I named it Peter Griffin, and I took it home to level and heal.
Okay, follow me back home. Follow me back home before you immediately die. I would rather that not take place, Peter Griffin.
Apparently, my Griffin is completely fucking goated and can do about 10,000 damage if I swoop and slam my fat ass down onto my victims. There was a wandering loot boss nearby, so I decided to carefully chip away at it to see what it would drop.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's make sure we're very careful about how we go about doing this. Okay, I killed it. I killed it. Oh my god! What the actual mother of Mr. Monkey Man? What? I'm black boxed. That wandering loot boss gave me so much shit. Okay, I have to go home and examine exactly what I got from that. Okay, I got a shit ton of saddles. Okay, but this is an Apex saddle. That was absolutely goated.
Based on the absolutely biblical level of loot that I got, I set out to kill another nearby loot boss. In times like this where I have nothing left, what better thing to do than take my one remaining irreplaceable tame out as well?
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
fuck? Ladies and gentlemen, the rate at which Ghoul is able to kill every single one of his tames is accelerating. At this point, I decided I'd need a seed of breeder iguanodon so that I can have infinitely replaceable flyers. During the evening of day 17, I spotted a vanilla female iguanodon that I knocked out, and I knocked out a male one on the morning of day 18. They both tamed and I started walking them home to breed. Because this mod insists on continually performing testicular torsion on me, I set out to find a new female. I then found a tamed one, and I finally got it home to breed with my male. Day 19 is the day of chores, wherein I hatched and imprinted a new baby, I got some forges down, and after saddling my new imprinted flyer, I went back out to look at manga.
Okay, what am I gonna do about this manga? Because I don't think there's anything I can realistically do to kite it away. But did this loot boss get killed by manga? I think it may have, and I think I might be able to loot its corpse. Oh wait, no, that's my Griffin. That's Peter Griffin. Yeah, that's a shame. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't like one bit. How now am I gonna get back down?
And after re-gearing, I got a shit ton of narcotics crafting.
Why is my base completely surrounded by light parrots? Oh! 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 That's not good. I would like you to be not near my house. Please? Okay, this way. Oh, okay.
I then spotted a male alpha iguanodon wandering around nearby, and I knocked it out. Of course, I forgot to bring kibble, so as I returned home to get kibble, I take the time to consider why my world is a swirling mass of testicular perforation. There was a fire parrot near my house that was bugged out and stuck in a puddle, so I placed some gates around it to trap it. I then got it knocked out and tamed. I'll need a breeding partner for it before I can mark the elemental tier as complete, however, but we keep gaming despite it all. As suboptimal as it was, I decided to mount my male alpha pteranodon and take it out in search of some pteranodussi. Ignoring the slimy yellow residue slowly fusing me to my gamer chair, I continued subjecting myself to this game, which has brought me so much pain. Eventually, I spotted a female alpha PT. Being the good wingman that I am, I told her about this male PT's dick size, his perfectly sculpted ass cheeks, and his charitable donations to starving orphans. And of course, none of this was true, but she was already locked in and emotionally attached once they started sleeping together. Knowing that this dysfunctional relationship is incapable of raising a child properly by design of the environment that I put it in, good old Uncle Gruel sniped this emotionally abused impressionable fine young man off and inducted him into the army of Ghoul. I gave my new PT an XP potion that I had, giving it a whopping 24 levels.
Oh my good god!
With my new flyer now, I set out looking for resources and new tames.
Mongo! Stay the fuck away from Mongo. I'm scared of Mongo. I don't like Mongo. That's a demonic monkey? That's demonic monkey!
Collecting some obsidian, I now have all the resources required for the Primal Forge. I then went home and did that. I've gone completely numb at this point. I've played so much ARK that all I can see is front-facing MRI images. After placing my new forges out, I'll need Ankies to feed my growing appetite for not only metal, but being beat. I ignored the voices in my head to travel to the nearby mountain. When there, I spotted this alpha doid, and not wanting to pass it up, I knocked it out. Next, I spotted some high-level vanilla Ankies that I knocked out as well. There was an alpha RG understandably thirsting after my sculpted femboy ass, so I knocked that RG out as well. The morning of day 23 was spent lurking over the unconscious bodies of my new friends. They eventually all tamed, and when they did, I took them all home to get saddled up. Now is the time to start farming for my mid-game base. I'll need an absolute shit ton of stone, wood, and thatch, so for the rest of the day, I would farm stone, wood, and thatch. And once I had farmed enough stone, wood, and thatch, I began crafting these structures. I already know where I want to base. This location on the top center of the map provides plenty of flat open space for the massive late-game tames in this mod, and it gives me easy access to a nearby swamp for rare mushrooms and rare flowers, of which you need an absolute metric gape load. Day 24 I spent on the construction of the Ghoul with Gruel Hyperfuta Fantasy Gaming Compound. By day 25 I had placed all my structures, so I loaded up all of my creatures and I said goodbye to my dinky little starter base. We're officially a quarter of the way through the video. It's a new day, we have a new base, and my swamp ass has now reached catatonic levels. With all of these new creatures we've been taming, our kibble production production will need to ramp up, meaning I'll need a greenhouse for vegetables. Crystal is the primary resource that I need right now, so I set out to find it. Flying around the volcano, I continue deepening my sadness as I witness the Orwellian horrors occupying every square inch of this godforsaken world. I eventually found my crystal, and I grabbed some obsidian as well, and I made my way back home. Immediately forgetting that the goal is to farm for a greenhouse, I got distracted with the goal of making a fabricator. I collected some paste in the nearby dams, and I collected the oil from the beached whales. Now with all the necessary resources, I slapped them all into my smithy, and I made this fabricator, opening me up to all sorts of exciting new possibilities, such as canteens and all of the industrial appliances. One can only hover among the stars for so long, however, before the pervasive pull of gravity will once again drag you back down to the depths of misfortune. To my absolute horror, a fabled Bronto seems to have wandered into my base. I'll just have to hope that it remains passive.
How did this Bronto get stuck in my house? Leave! What the What the Oh god, oh god. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Oh Oh god, oh god, oh god. Everyone's dead. Everyone's fucking dead. Don't kill my RG. Jesus Christ! Everyone's fucking dead!
Sifting through the heaping corpses of my fallen tames, it looks like only my Theory, RG, and Doe had survived.
What is this nonsense? God fucking damn it. God damn it. God fucking... Oh my god. This is bullshit. This is complete bullshit. All of my dodos, my Ankies, my Oh, my Dodic is still alive. Holy shit. My Dodic balled up and survived. My Moss Chop survived. Chauncey.
Somehow, despite all odds, it seems as though my vanilla Moss Chops Chauncey survived. Somehow this absolute Omni-Chad survived an attack from a creature with 1,000 times its health and damage.
Chauncey, how did you survive that? Bro, Chauncey is undefeatable. Actual Giga Chad energy.
I then hatched up and raised some backup Pteranodon eggs that I had, and while they were raising, I set out to get more crystal to finish this greenhouse that I had completely forgot about.
Oh my god, this is Crystal Central here.
And after collecting my goddamn crystal, I flew home and I completed this greenhouse. Well, sort of. Just ignore that it's mostly made of metal.
On second thought, we should probably use metal walls. Based on what happened with that Bronto. Although it doesn't really matter because greenhouse structures are as strong as thatch structures, so if we get raided, then I'm still f***ed anyway. But I just like to have a false sense of security.
I'll need seeds for said greenhouse, so I mounted Chauncey and we collected the necessary seeds for it. And the remainder of day 30 was spent doing chores around the house, attempting to keep my ever-wailing depressive voices at bay. Day 31, it's about time we tame elementals. I do have my one fire parrot, but I'll need at least one breeding partner so that I can farm elemental eggs, which in this mod are vital. Spotting an ice parrot at Viking Bay, I began injecting it with narcotics.
Oh, Jesus! Oh god, oh god. Ouch!
For whatever reason, some dumbass thought it would be a good idea to knock it out over the water, so I had to quickly rush in to tame it. It wasn't long, however, until Ghoul became food for a manta.
Alright, well, I tamed the parrot, so I'm happy.
Later that day, I spotted a couple female fire parrots. One of them was stuck in the water, so I got as close to it as I possibly could, and I constructed a trap near it, hoping that I would kite it in and immediately shut the gate behind me.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Run! Oh my god. Holy good god. I cannot believe that worked.
By some miracle, I was able to get this parrot into the trap. This genuinely is the first time that anything has ever gone my way. After I gave this bird some food, I then took it home to breed. Truly, the Ghoul dream. With a breeding pair of elementals now tamed, I complete the elemental tier, bringing me on to the apex tier. I hatched a baby fire parrot, but I'll need elemental hide before I can actually saddle it. And as it was a male, I set it aside to be raised and harvested. Just make sure you don't tell that to him. And when this baby parrot was indeed raised, I relieved it of its skin.
Oh, that's an amount of hide, if I ever saw it.
That baby gave me enough hide for the saddle, and I can now test my elemental parrots out for their damage output.
Whoa! We're doing an amount of damage. What is the flame parrot like? That's what I want to know. Well, for starters, I can't fucking see. Oh my god, this hurts. I hate the flame parrots. Doing some damage. Yeah, I'm not super sold on the flame parrots. The flame parrots are all right, as far as I can tell. The ice parrot, however, that shit was goated.
Needing plenty of toxic narcotic for the apex creatures I'm yet to tame, I went to the nearby swamp on my theory to not only collect rare flowers and rare mushrooms, but also to mask the stench of my horrific swamp ass. Crafting up a couple stacks of toxic narcotics, I can now make enough apex narcotic to knock out the population of a small country. I then set out to test these new tranks.
All right, let's give these new trank darts a try and see how good they are. Whoa! What the hell? All right, so we're doing about 11,000 trank damage per shot. Yeah, that's insane.
That's right, folks. Every dart we fire deals more than 10,000 torpor damage. Now, this is insane, but this is still a far cry, however, from the late game tames with multiple millions of torpor, but we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I set out looking for my first few apex creatures to add to the Ghoul army.
Oh, Jesus! That was terrifying.
Detecting the familiar stench of an apex Calicotherium nearby, this shit-hurling behemoth shall become part of the Ghoul army yet. Day 34 opens with me knocking out and taming a male apex RG. Next, I spotted an alpha Enki, which I tamed, and then, luck would have it that I spotted and tamed a female apex RG. Now with my breeding pair of apex RGs, I complete the apex tier, moving me on to what I'm calling the nonsense tier. Don't know what I mean? Well, with what we have now, these are all of the kibbles we now have available to us, allowing us to tame special creatures, light creatures, dark creatures, fabled creatures, and omega creatures. In this tier of gameplay, the goal is to kill any of the tier 1 bosses known as primals, each dealing an insane amount of damage and having upwards of 10 million health. We're really gonna have to jump on this tier aggressively if we're going to take out these primals. So day 35 I did nothing. But other than that, I flew around the map aimlessly, taking precious minutes off of my lifespan. All of this flying is so that I can find a new iguanodon after my last one became a fine red mist. Day 36 was also spent flying around the map. While I was out, I spotted a fire griffin. I also spotted a max level apex RG. I seem to be finding everything except for one of the most common creatures in the fucking game. Let's take a step back and look at what I'm doing wrong that's preventing me from finding an iguanodon. I need one. So let's shake things up and tame something that I want instead of need. There's a tech quetz flying around near me that absolutely has my name on it. And with my insane modded apex tranks, bagging this quetz should be easier than your mom. To my absolute surprise, taming this quetz seems to have absolutely pleased the malevolent gods of ARK.
Oh my fucking goodness, finally. Holy good mother of Mr. Monkey Man. You absolute fucking bastard. You've ruined my goddamn life for the last 6 days in a row.
So I knocked it out and...
Are you fucking kidding me? I will end your goddamn bloodline. I will find those that you love and I will
If you look here, it's the end of day 37. Let's fast forward to the next day. It's the beginning of day 37. For some reason, my ARK gave me 2 day 37s back to back. I checked and double checked whilst being penetrated and double penetrated. These are 2 distinct recordings for 2 distinct day 37s. If anyone has any idea what's happening here, please let me know. Regardless, as day 37 came to a close, on the morning of day 37, I somehow spotted a second tech quetz.
No fucking way. Bruh. That's a male tech quetzal. Holy actual shit. What the fuck is my luck right now? I've seen 2 tech quetzals before I've tamed a single iguanodon.
Somehow I've managed to tame a breeding pair of tech quetzals before taming a single iguanodon. And after slamming my head against the wall repeatedly, hoping to give myself amnesia, I finally spotted it.
Oh my fucking god. It's fucking dillos. You're not gonna take this from me again. Holy shit, finally. What day is it? 37, and I started looking for the iguanodon on day 32. And now I can finally start making narcotics.
Finally, I can get seeds once again, and I can actually make more narcotics. Day 38, I make the Primal Industrial Forge, allowing me to farm metal at a rate yet unprecedented. To keep my forge busy, I immediately left on a mission to exterminate all metal nodes in my vicinity. After filling my forge to the brim, I hatched up plenty of Apex RGs to farm them for their blood for tranks.
What the fuck is that? Fabled unicorn? And it's like flying around on rainbow bullshit? What am I looking at? that? What the f? To get my mind off that absolute nonsense, let's prepare these orphans for the meat grinder. As my Apex orphans grew, I spent the rest of the day farming gunpowder, and finally at the end of day 39, the Reaper draws near. His harvest shall not be spoiled by the empathy of the ever-fleeting mortals. Now, I know I said I have access to these kibbles, but I must confess that I've lied to you all. If you'll take note, in these recipes, you'll see feathers. Feathers everywhere, but I have none. I was given the information that I get feathers from the elemental parrots flying around, so I set out to find some victims. Eventually, I spotted a dark parrot, and I know that they drop all 4 variants of feathers. I rather confidently took it on with my Alpha PT. Can I kill this dark parrot? Is this a very bad idea to attempt this? We'll figure it out. Okay. We're gaming. Oh, I forgot about my stamina. God damn it. All right, guys. It was a bad idea. Unfortunately, I was still alive, meaning I'd have to run all the way back home on foot. With a backup Pteranodon, I ended this parrot's bloodline as retribution. Whoa, where is his body? What is happening? Oh my god! We got everything. Holy shit. Now we can go home and make kibble to our heart's content. Why are there so many flame parrots? There are way more flame parrots than every other flavor. And now with these feathers in my possession, the time is now for some unregulated basement chemistry. Completely unrelated to said unregulated basement chemistry, I spotted a unicorn floating around on a cloud of rainbows outside of my house. All right, how am I gonna knock this unicorn out? Very easily. Is it aggressive? Is it coming for me? No, it's running away. How does it have 52,000 carry weight? What is this nonsense? One more and it's out. Hiya! What the f? You didn't even let me enjoy that. Why are you raining on my parade? All right, let's just not fall down this hill into whatever abominations lie beneath. Got him. Ooh! Yeah, 55,000 carry weight. That is absolutely bonkers. I don't think I have any choice but to name it this. Oh my god! Hell yeah! Okay, let's see how much damage we could do. I heard tale that Fabled and Omega are on the same tier, but Fabled is like for harvesting and Omega is for murder. I don't know if that's true, but let's test this bitch out. Okay, yeah. As funny as it is to say, 2,400 damage is not that much damage. Now, emboldened with the capture of Charlie, I made some Omega kibble as well. This is when we start preparing for taking on the first tier of bosses, the Primals. And as such, this is my favorite part of any ARK gameplay loop, endlessly searching for tames. Tames like this Fabled Griffin. Fabled Griffin? Ooh. I'm slightly terrified of trying to knock this out. Fuck it, we ball. And despite the absolutely awesome power this Griffin possesses, I was able to knock it out with ease on account of the brain worms. Got him! Giving my Griffin the fearsome name of Sploink, let's now give him a try and see what kind of damage he can deal. What is this attack? I press C for it? Good God! Okay, I press C for fancy attack, I guess. I didn't know that. Bruh! Taking Sploink out to repair my abysmal self-esteem, I continued harassing the local fauna. This primal tech trike gave me absolutely nothing of significance. Next, I killed another Fabled Griffin who dropped, that's right, an Ascendant long neck rifle. Ascendant fucking, thingy, this thingy. Oh my goodness. Ascendant shotgun, bruh. I was goated. This will be perfect for inflicting just that extra bit of torpor. Dude, I fucking love Sploink. If Sploink ever dies, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. Dark Archaeopteryx. Darkiopteryx. As I was flying around, I heard the familiar detonations of nuclear warheads, indicating that those feathered bastards Mongo and Manga are nearby. Should I attempt to kill Manga? I really don't want to lose Sploink. Swooping in and out, Sploink and I slowly chip away at this bird. Okay, that was an amount of damage. Why is it healing so fast? Okay, I've got to get it away from Manga. Okay, Mongo is now away from Manga. Jesus Christ, that's loud. Okay, we're doing some good damage, though. Okay, one more. Jesus fucking Christ! Holy shit, we got him. How did I fucking die? Why can he kill me off my mount? That's bullshit. I think Sploink is still alive though, so we're chilling. Sploink should still be alive. I didn't get a notification that Sploink died, so we should be all right. I'm expendable. Sploink is not.
Not only did this godforsaken amalgamation of vitriol and viscera kill Sploink post-mortem, but it didn't even drop me anything. Trust me when I say this is a disgrace upon the House of Ghoul and will not be forgotten.
Dude, I'm so fucking pissed that not only did Sploink die, but that stupid fucking Mongo gave me nothing. It gave me nothing of value. And Sploink died. Like, how much torture can one man take?
With Sploink now gone, we have no choice but to avenge his memory by continuing through this fucking playthrough. As much as I would like to not do that. I'll never be able to fully fill the gap that Sploink left in me. Oh, I don't like the way that I said that. I'll never be able to fully replace Sploink, but I found a Dollar Tree substitute for him when I tamed this fabled Pteranodon. The damage it was outputting was significant, but as we all know, it's not the size of the boat. It's how big of a cock you have. Completely unrelated, I spotted a very nice looking horse here, simply named Malin. Intrigued, I set out to get it tamed.
What? Why is it calling in what the fuck? Why did it call in a bunch of minions? Hey! Whoa! What the fuck? Why'd they do so much damage?
Despite nearly getting killed by this horse's gross little homunculus army, I was able to get it knocked out. Now, if only I had the kibble for it. I would have the kibble, but some of my tames, we're not going to name names, but certain individuals whose name may rhyme with Boxic Bobos have not been producing eggs. So now I get to sit here and once again wait for eggs to be shit into my open mouth.
Fabled unicorn poop?
Looking back on this footage, I may have been losing my mind waiting, however.
What? I ate the poop. What is this? It told me it would give me experience. Why am I tripping? I just ate the poop. Lay down, lay down. I'm gonna have a quick lie down. I'm dying. Oh, this was a mistake. This was a mistake. What am I looking at? Oh God, they're everywhere. There's bugs in my skin. Peel it off. Everything's on fire.
Recovering from my acid-induced rainbow shit I just ate, I took out some frustration on a horde of tech quetzals who I raised and harvested for electronics. I still don't have enough toxic eggs, so while I waited, I placed down an insane amount of preserving bins to support the unholy amount of jerky that I'll need later in this game. And after my one remaining brain cell experienced more wear and tear than I do on my Tuesday nights, I finally got all of the eggs required to make this kibble to tame this horse who was perfectly mediocre. The world is truly cruel, my friends. I'm still nowhere near being able to take on the Primal, so I set out to tame the most powerful creature that I could find, this buffoon ferox. Based off of the noise it's making alone, I can tell that this is going to be a formidable foe, and could potentially be a formidable ally.
What the f? How did he hit me? Are you fucking kidding me, you stupid fucking horse? Actual fucking brain dead behavior. Are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing here? Stupid fucking horse. Getting itself killed instantly.
My stupid fucking horse managed to get itself killed the literal day after it was tamed. But I was able to get this ferox knocked out and tamed, and once again, it was perfectly mediocre. Okay, I'm doing something wrong right now. I feel like I'm stagnating and I still need to get to the point where I can kill primals, but everything I tame keeps getting one-shotted. Keep in mind, I'm also going into this mod completely blind. I'm aware there are a lot of Primal Fear purists out there, but you all know that we don't come to the Ghoul with Gruel channel for my intelligence. I then took my Fire Griffin out just to see what it can do against a Primal Carno. Chipping away at this Primal Carno is just as futile as me chipping away at my inherited debt, so all I can do at the moment is keep trying to experiment with more and more powerful tames. Tames like this Dark Griffin, which I started knocking out and taming.
Okay, Griffin's out. I go home and make kibble. I'm surprised that I'm actually accomplishing something today because I started this recording completely disheartened. Mostly because I still miss Sploink.
Upon taming this Dark Griffin, I'm completely overjoyed. While out on a murder spree with my new Griffin, I spotted a Celestial Allosaurus that I might be able to kill.
Ooh, okay, that's some damage. That's an amount of damage. Okay, so it gives a debuff that does like percent damage, maybe? Okay. Ooh! Okay, I killed a Celestial. I got Celestial Hide from that. And what else did I get? Ooh, Celestial Soul. Okay. I did manage to kill this Celestial, but I was still nervous about my survivability as a result of what happened to Sploink. Flying around Spino Canyon, I searched around for more Celestial creatures to murder to bolster my self-esteem. And by the end of the day, I had amassed a sizable collection of Celestial Souls and Hide. I've been well and truly dick-slapping these Celestials, and now to take on some demonics, which I've heard are completely busted, even compared to Celestials. Soon I spotted this demonic monkey, which I started fighting, and I was able to kill it due to my damage over time debuff. More confident than ever, I decided to take on these motherfuckers known as Mongo and Manga. What the Oh god. What the fuck? Dude, did my griffin fucking die? Did my griffin fucking die? God fucking damn it! I hate this stupid fucking mod. I hate it so fucking much. That was complete bullshit. I got killed off my tame. That is not okay. You should not be able to get killed off of your tame, especially in this stupid fucking mod. So remember at the beginning of the video when I said that I made some massive mistake? Well, this is when I discover it. When I play vanilla ARK, I like to set wild dino damage to ×2. I have a few reasons for this, namely, I am unwell. So 50% of the way through the playthrough, I discover that this entire time I've been playing Primal Fear on 2x damage. This may explain why I've been getting railed so effectively. So I changed my settings back to what they should be. And I also installed a Dino Finder mod to keep this from turning into I spend 100 days aimlessly meandering around the map. Because I now have the Creature Finder mod, I was able to locate another Fabled Griffin on the map so that I could finally replace Sploink. Whilst knocking it out, I managed to accidentally knock out my own PT. I'm sure this won't come back to bite me on the ass. I had a few close calls, but it did eventually start torpor running. Good thing I have my PT to chase it down. With a drug-riddled griffin on the run in unloaded chunks, and nothing but an unconscious pteranodon at my disposal to chase it down, day 52 was spent committing shenanigans. First, I tamed some RGs that I could use to chase it down to get it back over the land again. Instead of waiting for my pteranodon to wake up, maybe I just tame a couple of these RGs. I just have them follow me, and then I just sick them on him. Because they're not going to be able to kill it. But they might be able to, like, get it to move. Attack, men! Show no mercy! It did not work. No, stop! I don't want to wait for my pteranodon to wake up. Next, I picked some stim berries to force feed to my pteranodon. That did not work either. And finally, I made a whole ass mini base to start cooking stimulants. And that did not work either. I decided in the end to just quick travel back home and come back on a backup griffin. And finally, I was able to get this fabled griffin knocked out. And despite the fact that this griffin was committing cardinal sins against the laws of physics, I was able to tame it. Let's go ahead and get this griffin home before anything bad happens to it. Oh! Why the The world is cruel, my friends. Hold those who you love close, for God shall exact his revenge upon his creation. I'm still recovering from the emotional toll taken on me from the loss of Sploink 2. However, if I want to truly recover, I'll need to come back stronger than ever before. In my inventories, I have multiple blueprints for the Primal Sniper Rifle, which takes sap, meaning that if I want to craft this, I'll need to set up some tree taps. So after crafting some up, I skedaddled my way over to the Redwoods, and I got a mini base placed down with about 8 tree taps. At a complete loss as to how the actual I'm going to kill primal creatures, I then looked into potentially taming Omegas. If only a single one would fucking spawn. Wait, never mind. So I then set out to tame these Omega Sarcos. And in a stroke of genius, I took my most powerful and irreplaceable creature out to travel. After multiple violent outbursts taken out on my drywall, I leveled a backup Pteranodon and I made my way to the swamp. This Omega Sarco has 20,000 health. How is this my next step in progression? I just simply do not understand. Okay, I got it out. It's out. It's out. What the f? I got Caproed. Oh my god. Just let me fucking go, please. And my Pteranodon died. Lovely. Oh my god! Fuck off! I hate this mod! Fuck off! I have Apex armor on. I'm stuck here forever. What do I do? What do I do? I have Apex armor. I'm never gonna die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here, you know what? I'm cheating. I've got it on slow-mo 5, and I'm still waiting to start losing torpor. I don't even know if my Sarco's still alive right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, you're dead. Holy shit, finally. Oh my god. Don't fucking... Oh wait, I got it. I thought it died. Never mind. I've got the Sarco, so now just run home, I guess.
During that absolute nonsense, my Pteranodon managed to get itself killed, so I'll have to walk all the way home on foot. I then saddled my new Sarco and took it out to test on a loot boss.
Let's take on this loot boss, see what happens.
This Sarco was able to absolutely melt this loot boss. Because my Sarco did so well, I decided to try my luck on taking on a nearby demonic.
There's a demonic Hyenodon up here, but I think that it can kill me off my mount, maybe. I'll whistle you on neutral, because I think that's been a mistake of mine. Yep, okay. Yep, okay.
Knowing that I've been stripped of all dignity and I have nothing more to lose, I looked to the creature tracker attempting to find anything vaguely interesting.
What is clown monkey riding Equus? What? What is this?
As maliciously evil as this mod is, at least it has the dignity to give us the creatures that we've all been begging for years.
It's literally just a monkey riding a horse. What is this nonsense?
Monkey Horse seems to have blessed me with the whimsy of its horsecock, because soon after I spotted a near max level light griffin on the creature tracker. I didn't have the kibble for this knockout, so I quickly flew home to make it before initiating this tame. My apex RGs appear to be letting me down, and I don't have enough eggs for the kibble. Luckily, I learned a technique to quickly amass a large amount of eggs. All you'll do is continually damage your own creature whilst feeding it a healing potion. This will cause intense physical and psychological distress in your creature, causing them to purge their entire digestive system. This includes shit, bile, viscera, and eggs, somehow. Now that I have the kibble to tame this light griffin, I set back out to tame it. Is Ghoul gonna make a trap for this tame to make it easier? Absolutely fucking not. First I got froze by an ice mega raptor. Next, the griffin decided to start ascending higher than I was while playing this. And finally, my dumbass Pteranodon just decided to dip mid-tame.
Where's my fucking thing? Where is it? What the where's my... Oh my god. So fucking dumb. So fucking dumb.
But I did eventually manage to get it knocked out and tamed. I'd prefer for this griffin to not die instantly like my fabled griffin did, so I took it home right away.
I've had like 3 fabled griffcorns, but before I can even get them home, I kept getting them killed on my way home. Sort of like that.
Based on everything that's happened to me, I can sense that something horribly wrong is inevitable, so I immediately went out for a female breeding partner for my light griffin. I channeled my 800 hours in Apex Legends to knock this griffin out.
Oh! Bruh. I'm a gaming god.
On the morning of day 59, she was tamed, and I then took her home to breed. And for the rest of the day, I kept breeding to get a high-level breeding partner for my high-level male. I'm still operating my unethical griffin breeding farm on day 60, so to pass the time, I took one of my piece of shit throwaway griffins out to test its damage output. Let's see how we're stacking up against the tier 1 bosses that I'm working towards.
Oh! Go! Fuck!
On the morning of day 61, I level a new throwaway light griffin all the way up to 2,500 fucking damage, and I set out for a loot boss. Now might I draw your attention to the fact that this loot boss is ramshackle. Now the way these loot bosses work is if you get them below 10% health for 30 seconds, they'll level up to the next quality level. So I set out on this light griffin to test this mechanic for myself, and when I finally found this loot boss, it was completely surrounded by nonsense.
Okay, leave. Oh god, leave. Yep, okay.
No matter, I'll just take another griffin out to get my stuff back.
Okay, so it did level up. Ah, what the?
I was eventually able to get my stuff back using the unparalleled power of cheating. The universe, however, seems to be offering me some form of penitence because I was finally able to get a baby light griffin with all of the good stats. The illicit griffin breeding operation has been going on in the background and has been driving me insane for days. This griffin was raised on day 63, and after some leveling, I took it out to fight my first boss, a Primal Carno, an absolute behemoth capable of colossal amounts of damage, with a staggering health pool of more than 10 million. Long and difficult was this this fight, testing my endurance, my willpower. This was taking everything. Over and over again, I sent my griffin in to deal quick damage, and after striking, we would fly away immediately as to not get one-shotted. And finally, as day 63 comes to a close, victory is imminent. Yeah, so it turns out it just got killed by a demonic hyenodon, and so did I. After dealing with the police over my multiple noise disturbance charges, I found another Primal Carno, which I killed by conveniently breaking its AI. Killing this Primal Carno gave me my first Primal Blood and Primal Health potions as well. The next tier of bosses will be the tier 2 bosses known as Origins, each having more than 100 million health. I'll need something more powerful if I'm to take these behemoths on, and that, ladies and ghouls, is where demonics and celestials come in. In order to make demonic and celestial kibble, however, the last thing I'll need will be a source of omega eggs, and I'll need a more effective trank method as well. Day 65 was spent farming for the primal sniper rifle. I collected my sap in the morning, and I farmed poly for the rest of the day until I had enough for the sniper. With my new insane method of inflicting trank damage, I then tamed a pair of omega sarcos for eggs. Throughout day 67, I breed my sarcos together for more egg layers, once again waiting patiently for my sarcos to shit eggs into my open mouth. While I waited, I got a full imprint on a new high-level light griffin, and I named it Sploink 3, who was tearing through the local fauna at rates greater than the rate at which my dominatrix tears through my. Finally, my omega sarcos produced the eggs that I need, and I can now make my first demonic kibble.
I need fabled eggs? God damn it, I need fabled eggs now.
So apparently I need fabled eggs as well, so I quickly tamed a pair of fabled Stygimolocuses. By day 70, I finally got the necessary eggs for my first demonic kibble, and I can now attempt to tame my first demonic creature. Coming up on this demonic hyenodon, I can see that this tame will be perilous, and I'll need to avoid the numerous wyverns circling the area while I trank this creature out.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, Origin Wyvern! Oh God, stay away from that. Oh, don't fall asleep in the water. Don't do that.
Finally, I got it knocked out. Let's see what kind of damage it's able to do.
All right, let's see what we're doing right now. Oh! Wait. Okay, that's something. Bruh, I don't know if this is good or not.
This hyenodon is a decent upgrade, but knowing that it's likely to get killed out of nowhere, I took it home immediately and I made my second kibble. The morning of day 71, my demonic hyenodon was craving some demonic hyena dip. So I scouted out a male on the creature tracker, knocked it out with a little difficulty, and I brought it home to, I'll need a male hyenodon with all of the good stats, so I kept my doggos breeding for the rest of the day. During this, I got an imprint on a throwaway hyenodon, and I took it out to test on a nearby alpha indom. Now maybe I'll be able to get rid of this demonic capro that's been loitering near my house for the last 10 days.
Oh! Okay, demonics. Not good against demonics. Noted.
The next day I remembered that I never actually managed to test out the upgraded loot boss, so I found one wandering the northern plains of the map, and I beat it to within an inch of its life. Upon doing so, it upgraded from Ramshackle to Apprentice, and once again Sploink and I committed unspeakable acts upon it, and it responded by upgrading to Journeyman. We then finally decided that the edging had gone on long enough, and we finally finished him off. And as a reward I received a massive load of blueprints.
Whoa! Oh God! Oh God!
For some unknown mysterious reasons, and definitely not me reloading a backup, it seems as though my game rolled me back to the beginning of day 72, so I went back to take on the same loot boss once again. I was very confident and edged beyond Journeyman into the Mastercraft territory. This, however, is when I took it too far, because when I gooned him down, when I got him down to 10% health, I was having a harder and harder time to fully finish him off.
Oh my God! Oh, it's gonna upgrade. God fucking damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to fucking do that. I think I should be able to do this. It might just take some time.
I figured this was as powerful as he could possibly be, and I was determined to finish him off myself no matter how long it took. However, after an entire in-game day getting him down to 10% health, he went into Berserk mode again, and upgrade to a yet unseen tier known as Godliath, whatever the fuck that is. And this is where I officially give up. I've never in my 8 years of my adult life been unable to obtain my hard-earned load of blueprints. Day 74, I defeatedly continued breeding my hyenodons. It was day 75 when I finally had an imprinted baby with all the good stats. Maybe this hyenodon will be able to slowly chip away at this loot boss's health. It's worth a try at least, although I'm worried because that loot boss has about 4 times as much health as my dog. I don't have super high hopes for this, but let's give it a try anyway.
Let's see if this demonic hyenodon can do anything against this bitch. I think I need to power up first. I don't know what that does though. All right, here we go. Whoa! Holy fuck! What? Oh my god! What on planet Earth was that? Okay, yeah, demonics are insane. Demonics are absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, so apparently demonics are completely fucking busted. Who was gonna tell me this? You guys need to tell me these things. I'm no longer worried in the slightest about killing more primals. In fact, I immediately searched out the nearest primal carno and I completely melted it. Let's not get our hopes up too high just yet because we'll still need to take on the origin bosses, each of which are monstrous behemoths with over 100 million health. Even the weakest origin can dwarf the Alpha King Titan in combative capabilities.
All right, here we go. Let's see what happens.
And whatever happens, I'll just have to...
Oh my god!
Yeah, never mind. Killing that origin dropped an origin emblem, 1 origin blood, and some origin flak. So for the rest of day 76 and 77, I ran around the map melting more and more origins until I had amassed an entire set of origin flak. With the tier 1 and tier 2 bosses now in my rearview mirror, my next set of bosses becomes the tier 3 bosses, the Celestial Indom Emperor and the Demonic Reaper Empress, each of which takes a full set of origin emblems to craft, meaning that I'll have to either find and kill or summon and kill 2 of each of these remaining origins that I haven't found yet. Each origin summon takes 1 artifact. I'm absolutely fucking not setting foot in an artifact cave, so the goal becomes killing Artifacto the Great, our good friend from earlier. So for the rest of day 78, I flew around the map leaving death and destruction in my wake. An Artifacto finally spawned, which I quickly killed, and upon killing it, I collected 4 artifacts. I then returned home and crafted the remaining summons for the origins that I'm still missing. I killed the Origin Spino, Origin Penguin, Origin Rex, and Origin Raptor. And now with all 8 emblems assembled, I can finally summon the Celestial Indom Emperor.
And let's summon this bitch in. I don't know what to expect, but we will see. Oh god, oh god. Attack! Okay, we're doing good, we're doing good. Okay. Ah, I can't see. This is nonsense. Oh my god. Holy shit. That was actually insane.
Upon falling this monolithic monstrosity, it dropped a summon for a tameable version of itself. One small problem, however. The tameable Celestial Indom has multiple millions of torpor, so how are we going to knock it out? Well, my friends, that is where Origin Arrows come in. Origin Arrows will deal 100% of a creature's torpor over 30 seconds, but here's the catch. Inflicting a creature with Origin Narcotic will increase its movement speed and damage output for that time. So if you shoot something with an Origin Arrow, get the fuck out of there as fast as you can. In a clearing near my base, I summoned this mighty Indom, and when I was a safe distance, I nervously fired my Origin Arrow.
Okay. Ooh! Oh god.
Right away, I could tell that he was pissed.
Jesus!
Luckily, I remained safe on the back of Sploink, and the Indom eventually fell asleep. We loaded his inventory up with the appropriate kibble, and the Celestial Indom was now mine.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is something. I don't know how the demonic one is gonna go because I'm slightly afraid of demonic creatures. And no Artifacto has spawned. Lovely. The thing about Rag is there are so many caves, but barely any of them have artifacts in them. If I were on Crystal Isles, this would be so much easier. Crystal Isles, however, runs like absolute horse.
Next will be the Demonic Reaper Empress, and once again, I'll need 1 of each Origin emblem. And who would have guessed that there was not a single Origin or Artifacto spawned on the map? If you can't tell, this is when Primal Fear becomes completely painful. I went to a spot that I knew that an artifact was, and I waited for it to spawn in.
It should be right here, I think. So I guess I get to just sit and wait for it to spawn.
Any second now. Any second now. Any second now. Any second now.
How am I still waiting for this artifact to fucking spawn in, bro? Hello? Hello? What is happening? Bro, it's day 82 and this shit has not spawned in. What is actually happening? Like, am I doing something wrong? You there, what am I doing wrong?
Stop it. Get some help.
So I'm at a bit of an impasse right now. I need origins in order to summon the next boss. But the thing is, the artifacts are not spawning in, and Artifacto is not spawning in, and origins are not spawning in. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong. I have 2 origins on the map. Maybe I just run a Dino wipe and then I just run around and wait for more shit to spawn.
When it eventually switched over to day 82, I just decided to Dino wipe and see what happens. And by Odin's pubes, it seems to have worked. For the rest of day 82, I killed Artifactos and summoned origins until I had enough for the demonic Reaper Empress.
Ah, yes. This certainly is gameplay.
This fight will be tough, but especially with my mate booster here, my Hyenodon bruh and I should have enough for this fight.
The Celestial Indom was a bit of a bitch, but I know that this Reaper Queen is slightly very goated. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Here we go. Okay, okay. I haven't been killed off my mount, so we're doing good. Oh, I'm getting killed off my mount. Eat potion, please! 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 Oh! I got killed. It wasn't enough. I don't know if bruh's gonna get killed. I gotta say bruh.
Quickly flying back on Sploink 3, imagine my horror when I saw that bruh's mate booster was killed.
Oh no!
I'll just have to hope that he's powerful enough to finish this boss off.
Oh god, I don't know if it's enough. Please. Oh my god! Bruh, you are a fucking lifesaver. Bruh, I love you so much. Good boy. Very good boy.
Finally having killed the tier 3 bosses, we now move on to the tier 4 bosses, the Spirit and Chaos Guardians. I summoned my tameable Reaper Empress, injected her with an Origin Arrow, and cleared out of the area until she was unconscious and tamed. The summon requirements for the Spirit and Chaos Guardians are completely scrotum perforating, so for the next few days all I did was farm Celestials and Demonics.
Don't do it, I'm a virgin.
And after gathering all of the required resources, I can finally craft my first tier 4 boss summon.
Oh god, do I do the Chaos one or the Spirit one first? Let's do the Spirit one first. I'm very terrified about this though. Alright, make sure to power up, and let's summon this Spirit Guardian.
I mounted bruh and summoned the Spirit Guardian Wyvern.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm not ready for this. 700 million!
The boss had nearly 1 billion health. Bruh and I will need to be as careful as possible.
Okay, she's flying around a lot. I just need to get her stuck on something. Yes, yes, yes. Right there, right there. Okay, okay. We're doing any amount of damage right now. All right, good, good, good. This is good. This is good. Oh god, take a potion. Oh god, take another potion. Holy shit! What the was that?
Now, you may be saying that I'm completely f***ed because of this Spirit Nuke attack, but I'm here to tell you that I completely am, so that's why I reloaded a backup to attempt this boss once again.
There we go. Whoa!
So that's why I reloaded a backup to attempt this boss once again. So that's why I reloaded him. So that's why it took me about 9 attempts to do it, but eventually I was able to take out this boss.
Oh my god! I'm glad I managed to break its AI well enough to where it could not hit me a single time. That certainly is gameplay.
And before you shit on me in the comment section, please do, I could desperately use the engagement. In all actuality, there was no way that I was going to farm all of the shit for each one of those attempts. And not to mention, the literal intended way to kill this boss is to break its AI enough to not get hit by the bullshit nuke attack. But because we've killed the Spirit Guardian, we now have available the Spirit Orb, allowing us to tame spirit creatures. Let's start farming up for the Spirit Orb, and then we'll find some spirit creatures to tame. And of course, I'm always low on fabled eggs. Suffice it to say that I had a shit ton of farming ahead of me, so I farmed for the next 2 days. One thing that's limiting me is that I have no celestial eggs, so on day 87 I tamed some celestial RGs for those eggs. Of course I was low on fabled eggs, seeing as for some f***ass reason, each spirit orb takes 15 total fabled eggs. So after raising an insane amount of new fabled stiggies and unethically jamming them into the soul terminal, I was finally able to craft this stupid f***ing orb. On day 89, I spotted a level 130 spirit griffin on the map, and I traveled to get it knocked out.
Alright, I've got my origin arrows, I've got my spirit orb. Hopefully this goes well.
When I finally reached this griffin, I realized that hitting it with an origin arrow may be slightly more difficult than I initially envisioned.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What I ended up doing was I first hit it with a sniper bullet to pull aggro, opening it up for a well-placed arrow.
Oh God, I forgot. Holy shit, how did Sploink not die? That was far too close for comfort.
Upon finally taming this griffin, I spotted a nearby Primal Spino to test my new tame on.
I don't know, I think the spirit griffin might be kinda ass. Like, the demonic hyenodon would have taken that Primal Spino out in like 3 seconds. Is there a way that I can do like that nuke attack thing? Is there like another attack I could do? Oh my goodness! Ah! I understand now.
Realizing that my new spirit griffin is far more powerful than I initially thought, I gave it the honorable name of Sploink 4, and I spent the rest of day 90 farming for a second spirit orb. I was able to completely atomize everything beneath me as I absolutely carpet bombed the landscape of Ragnarok with this spirit bomb nuke bullshit. On day 91, I crafted a second spirit orb, and I knocked out and tamed a breeding partner for my female spirit griffin. I immediately took them home to get their ethereal freak on as I watched. And upon checking, it seems as though in order to summon the Spirit Guardian, I will still need everything. So I took Sploink 4 out, and I farmed for everything. Finally, after committing vehicular manslaughter for nearly 2 days straight, I have sustained not only incurable trauma, but also all of the shit to craft this fucking boss. Before I take it on, however, I have a fully imprinted Spirit Griffin ready to go, and of course...
Do I name it Sploink 5, or is this a new entity? I know what to name this griffin, and it's completely original as well.
I named her Lean Beef Patty. I then traveled on the back of my new imprinted griffin to my boss fighting arena, and I summoned my second tier 4 boss, the Spirit Guardian.
Alright, I don't know what to expect from this boss fight. That doing anything? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I'd certainly like to know what's happening. It'd be nice if I could see anything. Oh my God, I can't see. Please allow me to return to my home dimension temporarily. Oh, wait, is it stuck? Oh my God, it's stuck. Oh, my frames. Oh, my poor frames. I can hear my PC heating up right now. I don't know what it's stuck on. I just broke its AI. Oh my God, we're gonna do it. We're literally gonna fucking do it.
Eventually, I was able to get this wyvern stuck on nothing, and after dropping an absolutely abhorrent amount of hydrogen bombs, I was finally able to kill it.
Oh my God. Oh, that was not pleasant. How are you still alive?
The tier 4 bosses are now complete. It's day 92, however, meaning realistically I won't be able to get to the tier 7 boss before my time limit expires. Now for those of you who are mad at this, might I bring your attention to the bullshit that is late game Primal Fear. In order to fight the tier 7 boss, I'll need to kill all 4 tier 6 bosses. Each tier 6 boss requires both tier 5 bosses, and each tier 5 boss requires both tier 3 bosses, and each tier 3 bosses requires 8 origin emblems. Meaning, in order to get to Peacon's Revenge, I'll need to farm 240 total emblems. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So let's settle for now on getting to the tier 5 bosses before day 100.
Okay, so this is Peacon the Creator, which is my next boss. I need a bunch of origins, I need a Chaos Orb, and I need a Spirit Orb. But I also need another Demonic Empress Soul, which I can do. Oh my God, this is when it gets grindy, isn't it? This is when it starts to get really fucking grindy.
That doesn't mean I'm free from farming, however. The next few days, Sploink and I continued annihilating these poor origins. Day 94, I summoned the Emperor, and the Empress for their souls, and I managed to kill them.
Yes, there certainly are pixels on my screen right now.
And after farming even more throughout day 95 and 96, I finally made the summon for this tier 5 boss. And I can finally summon Pecan the Creator.
Okay, let's fucking leave immediately. Oh my god, I'm already getting stunned. Holy! Okay, I got him. I got him once. Oh my god, I'm stun locked. I'm stun locked. Oh god. Oh god, he's coming. Oh lord, he's coming. Ooh. Oh, it's too much.
Okay, so upon reloading a backup, I realized that I'm probably gonna have to throw more at this than a single griffin. So when I load into the game, I use my new Emperor and Empress summons to tame them. And after leveling and healing them, I deploy all of my tamed bosses and a horde of demonic hyenodons. We'll just have to see if this is enough for this boss.
Okay, I do not know if we're ready for this. Hopefully we are. Oh my god. All right, my griffins are first up. Okay, griffins are doing good. Okay, bring them down, bring them down. All right, everyone on the boss, everyone on the boss. Oh my god. Okay, we're doing good. Oh, Sploink, no. Oh, how did I die? I need to get back there now.
I was killed off my mount, but quickly flew back on a backup griffin.
On the boss, on the boss.
I don't have a spyglass anymore, so I have no clue if my tames are gonna be able to pull this off.
I have no idea if we're damaging him. I don't have my spyglass. I can't tell what we're doing. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot believe I did that. Fertilized Pecan the Creator egg? Lean Beef Patty is still alive. And she's got like all of her health. Oh my god.
It appears that upon defeat, Pecan shit himself out of fear of my massive schlong. From said shit emerged a baby Pecan that I shall raise to be my minion.
Let's see what kind of damage we're doing with this thing. Hello, Mr. Diplo. Would you like to feel my wrath? What the fuck? I didn't have damage numbers on. Let me see what we're doing. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, is that Mongo and Manga? My old friends.
So there it is, folks. Ghoul's first blind playthrough of Primal Fear, and that's the entirety of Primal Fear, and there isn't a single morsel of additional Primal Fear content. Oh, fuck my life.